Hi all, welcome back and welcome if you're new to the channel. My name's Allison Christina and this is Blackbird Oracle, or I am Blackbird Oracle. So welcome back. I started the reading, a little short quick one, as I've been doing on IGTV, and I'm at Blackbird Oracle over there. So it'd be cool if you hopped on and followed over there, and if you're joining me from there, thank you, welcome, especially if you're new to the channel. Like I said, I'm excited and I want to give a shout out of gratitude and love for all the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscribes, all that good shit. So I'm happy to be able to do this work. I'm honored and blessed, and hope you all are having a fantastic Sunday and a great weekend. There's been a lot going on. We had Saturn start moving direct last week. We are in the new moon, the Fall Equinox portal, which is what I'm focusing on today. Also moving into Libra season, with a new moon on the 28th, and then Pluto moving direct on October 3rd. So there's a lot going on, a lot coming up over these last few weeks of September. And as we move into this beautiful fall season, which is my favorite, I pulled energy, just overall energy. I'm asking specific questions today in regards to fall, how fall relates to me and resonates with me. These are general messages for the collective. I'm just looking at overall collective energy. So take what resonates and leave the rest. I am available for private readings, so feel free to hit me up if you feel guided to. I'll put all my contact information in the description box. And let's see, I think that's it. I'm going to offer a Fall Equinox Special, and so be on the lookout for that. I'll post information, pricing, all that good stuff on IG and on Facebook at Blackbird Oracle and at Blackbird Goddess. So be on the lookout for that. And let's get started, right? So the first question I wanted to ask, being fall, was what is coming into balance? The equinox is all about balance of night and day, of light and dark. And it feels like this journey of awakening and ascension is all about that as well, doesn't it? It's about that balance of masculine and feminine energy, but it's not just about that. It's about non-duality. It's about polarity. And we know we've had massive pole shifts, and we're continuing to move into that energy and come into balance collectively and individually. If you're a divine partner, a twin flame, soulmate, has a lot to do with coming into union within. And again, it's that balance, right? As within, so without. So the first thing I felt like with this equinox energy was, what is collectively coming into balance? And we got the garden in the gate. Right away, I noticed the 3. It is a number of balance to me of mind, body, spirit, feminine, masculine, and source, however you want to look at it. The pyramids. The garden in the gate to me is speaking to us of when to take those leaps of faith, of coming into an understanding and a knowing collectively that comfort does not always equate to safety and security, right? It's a lot about learning the lessons of being uncomfortable, being comfortable in the discomfort, and just really knowing, because the head, the emotions, I'm sorry, I say the head and I tap to my heart, but because the head, the thoughts, and emotions are in alignment, we know just when to take those leaps. We recognize that sometimes if we're feeling comfortable, it's not necessarily a good thing, okay? And then I asked for a kind of an overall theme with this coming into balance, this garden and gate energy, and we got the distance. I love that it was 11. 4s are, to me, all about solid foundations, stability. And again, there's this message, energy I'm picking up that surrounded with stability and safety and what that truly means. And that seems to be consistent over the last few weeks. And I feel like that's part of this big shift and maybe this big aha moment for the collective and for individuals of, you know, the way what we've been programmed to believe is safety and stability and security and solid is not. It's built on false, low vibrational shit, right? And many of us have been through this place where the shitstorm is hit because it's not solid and it's not strong and it's built kind of on lies, you know. So this to me is very much a theme of going the distance, of being in that place of alignment to make movement forward and to kind of move through the fears, move through the insecurity, move through the discomfort, knowing that there's something better on the other side. Okay. It also to me was a message of whatever you're manifesting with this 11. It's about not being afraid to take those leaps, to drive forward is what I'm hearing. And I want to go a little more now. That's what came out and on IG too. And I want to go now a little more with some tarot into this balanced energy. Okay. So those came flying as soon as I said balanced energy. 2 major arcana is the Tower. Again, remember I said like this epiphany, this baha. That's to me what this Tower is all about. Could be, for some, it could happen like physically. There's a moment, communication, something, could be spiritual. But definitely this energy coming into balance is all about movement forward as a collective and as an individual. Balance, movement forward. You see the Chariot. Could be a special message for a Cancer, but it doesn't have to be. But you can see, again, I love this, the night and the light and the dark, the night and the day. And it's beautiful alignment and confirmation of this balance, of this equinox energy that's about equality and balance, you know, both acceptance of light and dark. And this Tower moment to me, again, feels like it could be communication. And I'm seeing a lot of 7s. So the shift to me, the balance coming in, is very much of a spiritual nature, of higher consciousness. Like I said, this kind of like aha moment of the false reality we've been living in, if that makes sense. Let's clarify a little. I'm going to use the Universal Weight Tarot to just get a little more clarification, and then we'll move into the next question that I had. So tell us a little more about this Tower, Spirit. A little more about this Tower with this balance coming in. What can you tell us about this Tower? Thank you. Okay. Definitely for some communication in the physical. For others, or for all, you know, it's general. It could be divine communication, you know, feeling divinely inspired in this movement forward, in this leap of faith. Could be career related, could be relationship related. And the first thing is the Page of Wands. So this, to me, is communication. It's passionate. It's divine. Like I said, it could be career related, and it could be romantic, emotional connections, communication, because we have the 6 of Cups. It's also an energy to me of something coming back from the past in order to close it. And we are going through some massive, massive endings of patterns and cycles collectively, karmically, as a collective and as individuals. So if you are in a place of, you know, really looking at career and finances and maybe how that all relates, you're coming into balance with that is what I'm seeing, and really some clarity on movement forward. But it's taking, having to recognize the patterns of the past, maybe traumas of the past and how those affected the choices you were making, and creating this kind of comfort zone that isn't really a comfort zone. If it's romantic, if it's a relationship situation, it's definitely communication and someone returning from the past is what I'm getting. It's a 6, and I'm seeing 2 6s here with the Tower. So it's definitely something that brings in balance, and I love that. A reason to celebrate. You know, I've made many leaps, and they've been scary as shit. But one thing I've learned is the end result is almost always just beautiful, and brings the desired outcomes. But taking those first steps are really fucking frightening, y'all, and I know. But what I'm seeing is, if you've been in that place of allowing fears or insecurities to hold you back in any way, keep doing your work, because it's coming into balance. This is all balancing out for you during this fall season. And fall has felt like, this fall 2019 feels like very much this really massive releasing of the old, of closing these cycles and these patterns that have been affecting us for generations, you know, and thousands of years, and really making these big movements forward, but not big in like, ba-bam, in an instant. It's more like these, I don't want to say big now, I want to say it's more like these tiny movements, kind of like the Knight of Pentacles energy, slow and steady movements, building and preparing us for 2020, which is just going to be a fucking dynamic, spectacular, crazy ass year from what I've been shown. So we're kind of in this prep mode in really making sure that we're in alignment, that we are balanced within, and we're bringing in this balance to make this movement forward. Let's talk about, with movement forward, see if Spirit wants to give us anything else with the Chariot. Ace of Swords. Yeah, this very clear thinking, very clear new beginnings, communication, again, in however that resonates for you, because I'm picking it all up. Like wherever you've been feeling stuck, or maybe things are on repeat, this is a time to really reflect on why they've been repeating, what's in your control, and what are you going to do differently this time to be able to move forward with this very clear thinking. It's also about really moving forward in your authenticity, in your truth. I love it. It's like by bringing in this balance that you've been working on, you're going to see like the rewards for all of that. Okay. And then the next question I asked Spirit had to do with, what are we releasing as a collective? What's being let go of? Because to me, you know, fall is about the leaves falling off the trees. It's a little bit about death and decay, but to me, it's in the most beautiful of ways. It's coming back to Gaia and going into that period of transformation again, of rebirth. And so what's falling away, you know, let the dead shit drop, dead weight go kind of thing, is what's being released collectively. And what came out was the root chakra. That 3 stood out to me again, and with a 5, so there's a change in this balance. And it really supported this idea and these messages here of what is safety and security? What is abundance? What do I just work for the money, or do I work for the passion? Do I play? And my girl and I, my soul sister, Tara Barnes at the Optimistic Oracle, we were talking about this morning, of this mediocrity, this programmed idea of playing it safe. And that's what I see in this picture, is this little girl's in this comfortable, safe place, and out here is kind of wild and unknown. And that has everything to do with this root chakra. So to me, what's being released are fears around safety, security, abundance, more being in a place for this alignment to come in of operating from this higher place of balance, of clarity, higher perspective, not repeating cycles, of really doing things differently. And then when I pulled from the wisdom of the oracle, we get never ending story, another 3, another 7, a lot of spiritual shifting going on collectively and individually, of course, but I'm kind of getting sick of saying that, and I think you guys get it. So it equals to a 10 too, which is an ending. And that's what I'm seeing. I know many of you are feeling it. It's happening in your individual lives of these big endings, cycles, patterns coming to an end. It's almost like you've been in this place, right, of shit, you know, almost owning it. Like, okay, so it's me. It's on me. What do I do differently this time? It's all coming back around. I know I felt that personally, like I feel like I'm right back where I started from years ago. And it's been a big kind of moment of, okay, all right, cool. Now what did I do then that I'm not playing again, right? And that's where what we're releasing is this never ending story. We're releasing the cycles, we're releasing the patterns, and that go way back, y'all. Like, for a lot of people, they're not even aware of what they're carrying through our DNA and through our ancestors. And it's in this root chakra, where we've been disconnected from Gaia, from the mother. And that has really been a lot of what's driven the choices of the past, the repeating of the cycles. So it isn't just necessarily this life, and it's not necessarily even any of your lives, past lives or this lives. It's also the ancestors. It's just that collective karma that we've got to heal and allow to play out. So tell me a little more, Spirit, about this never-ending story. Anything else you'd like to clarify or add? 3 of Fire, I love that. So to me, again, this is like your ship's coming in. You've put it out there. And I said that earlier, of whatever you've put out to manifest, that seed you've planted that you want to harvest, it's here, it's coming. What needs to be shifted or released in order to do that is the patterns of the past, the old ways of doing things. Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And that's where I feel we're finding ourselves individually and collectively, is been here, done that. How do I stop this from happening again? And by doing this work and by doing this reflection and taking these, you know, leaps of faith, being comfortable with the discomfort and the unknown is what's bringing this in. This what I'm seeing, like this new passionate career, this new passionate love, these maybe some things and people from the past that really were about unconditional love, about joy, that those connections had to take a break for the healing to occur. Again, it's whatever you have put out, it's there. It's coming in. It's just, like I said, ending these patterns and cycles and having to make some choices that sometimes are really fucking uncomfortable. Ace of Air again, you guys. So definitely Libra season, seeing that air energy. I love that it's the Ace of Air because it's very much about you, the individual. It's about authenticity. It's about truth. It's about clarity and communication and clearly communicating your needs, your wants, your desires, staying focused on the desired outcomes and not getting caught up in the emotional ties of the past, releasing those to have this fresh new beginning, this driving forward in this balanced way, and pushing past these fears and insecurities. Again, there's a big thing of out of the comfort zone. So let's clarify this 3 of Fire. What might be coming in collectively? Ace of Cups. I love that. New beginning, a new emotional beginning, fulfilling yourself. Being in a place where you understand that your only fucking job is your love for yourself first and foremost, filling your own cups and then letting that overflow, letting that out to the world, to the people you love the most. But it starts by, I'm looking at this dove, dropping it into your cup, being at peace within. And that's what brings us balance. That's what brings all the good shit into the physical world, right? It could too be an offer. Again, if this is resonating in wanting a relationship, a soulmate, a divine partner, this ship coming in could be an offer. It could be career-wise too, an offer that is emotionally fulfilling, that does align with your emotions, with what you're passionate about and what you love to do. Tell me a little more about this Ace of Air twice with the releasing and the coming in. Thank you. Yeah, it's walking away from the things that don't fulfill you. It's walking away from those old cycles that no longer serve you in order to have this clarity, in order to have this balance and new beginning. Tell me what we're walking away from. Anything else you want to share in the walking away from? Especially with this root chakra. Yeah. Anything that doesn't light us up is what Spirit's saying. It is, if you don't feel lit up, if you don't feel your cup is being filled, if the giving and receiving isn't equal, that shit's got to go. You got to stop playing out this, I don't know, like they're going to change or it's going to change. Again, I'm being taken back to that Einstein quote, you know, doing the same thing and getting this and wanting something different. If you want something different, that change has to start within. It starts with this, being really balanced and taking leaps of faith, moving forward, and not necessarily like rushing forward. The Chariot to me is a very balanced, steady energy. So again, being in that balanced, steady energy. Okay. And then I asked Spirit, what's being harvested? It is a time of harvest. The seeds have been planted, and we can definitely feel that. And we see that in the cards already. So, you know, I love doing readings, and I love how the cards work, and my divine team and I and the cards, we all work together, and how everything's connected, right? And in that it's, even though we can see through what's coming in, what we're balancing, what we're releasing, we're kind of getting an idea of what's coming in, but what's coming in are opportunities, possibilities. It's like the more you let it go and just open up and allow it to be and be fucking comfortable with the discomfort, the more the door is open, the more clearly that Ace of Swords, the more clearly you can see, the more you know with the Ace of Cups, what emotionally fulfills you, what drives you, the easier it is to walk away. And all of a sudden, those fucking doors, they're everywhere. All of a sudden, your universe becomes nothing but opportunities. And it's just really beautiful. And this is what we're harvesting, is opportunities, possibilities, potentialities for nothing but good shit, y'all, if we're willing to do the work. Right? If we're willing to let go of the patterns and let go of the past, then all of a sudden the universe and your universe become infinite. And I love that. Let's get a theme with this. So tell us a little more about these possibilities coming in. Doors opening, the clarity. It's also a 2 and a 4, which, again, partnership, whether it's career, relationship, or romantic. 4, stability. What does stability really mean? Solid foundations. A family built on solid foundations, on truth. It all kind of lines up, and 2 cards came flying. Let's see. Time to go. Okay. And truth be told. Love these. More 4s here. So definitely an energy as a collective of really building on truth, really letting go of the bullshit and living kind of behind the masks and living from those lower vibrations of fear and insecurity and playing it safe and dimming our light. It's time to go from that, is what Spirit's saying. What's coming in, these possibilities, it is, as these doors open, it's time to let go of the past. And it's time to be real honest with yourself. You're harvesting truth. And what I'm getting is you're being shown it. Spirit's showing you truth all around you, whether it's the people around you, whether it's the work you're doing, and whatever. I'm looking at it near this 8 of Cups, and whatever isn't filling that cup, it's time to go. It's time to release it. Not always an easy thing at all. But like I said, and I know through my own experiences that if you go through that dark part and really work on bringing that light, illuminating it, bringing that balance in, integrating the shadows to full self-acceptance and in living in your truth and your authenticity, yeah, there are challenges and sometimes it's fucking brutal, man, but it's all worth it. The sun, they're guiding me back to the sun and that Ace of Cups and just this clarity and this fulfillment, right? It's really beautiful what's coming through. Tell us a little more about this time to go. What else can you tell us? Judgment. I love this. Yeah. Anything that isn't balanced. It's time for you to make the call. This is the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid, and she calls the Judgment Call. And I love that. Judgment call, right? In the past, have you made decisions from those lower vibrations, from a place of fear, of insecurity, and found yourself in these cycles? Have you made these choices to please others, or because it's what you thought, you've been told who you are and what you're doing with your life? But it's now time for you to make the call. It's time to go away from anything that doesn't bring you balance, that it doesn't feel divinely guided. It doesn't feel aligned with your higher self. And it may feel uncomfortable. It's a good thing. It's the thing, right? So I love that it's judgment. It's, to me, too, a little bit about karmic debt being paid off, things coming back into balance, spreading your wings. When I look at the image on here of really stepping into your divinity and letting go of those old versions of yourself that no longer resonate and align with you. You might be seeing that played out in your reality. I know it's something I've been experiencing, of really people around me having almost these surreal moments of seeing versions of my past self, or aspects of self that maybe are a little more shadowy, that I really didn't want to see in the past, but they're just as much a part of me as all of the light, right? So you might be experiencing that too, and it could cause some moments of kind of confusion of, what the fuck is happening right now? There's a lot of that being reflected at us. I've really been in a place of everything is a reflection, and taking that and reflecting on what is being told to me. What am I being shown? And I'm kind of getting that for the collective too, with this truth be told, is you're being shown the truth. I'm looking at this window. It's like Spirit's opened the door for you. This is what's coming in, is like this view of everything. And now it's up to you to make these judgment calls of what needs to go, of what way you need to go. And whatever isn't in alignment, it's time now. Let's see about this truth be told. Tell us a little more about this truth be told. What else about truth be told? Thank you. Oh, I love this. 6 of Fire. Victory, celebration, balance, passion, just being lit up, soaring, right? Just kind of feeling like you're on cloud 9, and Spirit's saying anything that doesn't follow that truth, that's what needs to go. That's what you need to make the judgment calls on. It's just really beautiful energy for what's being harvested. Is how can we not love that? How can we not love that what's coming in, what we've put out is to see the truth, to see our truth, to speak our truth, and have victory and feel balanced and successful in just being us, just being you, just being authentic, and letting all the other shit go. It's just super beautiful. And I probably say that every reading, right? All right, let's see. Anything else with the judgment, the call, and the time to go, and what we're harvesting collectively? Oh, love it. Okay. I'm going to take all three. So another Page of Swords this time. Definitely picking up messages, communication. Eight of Wands came with it. So it's definitely what's being harvested. What's coming in is whatever you've been, again, manifesting or putting out there that you want communicated, whether it's career or partnership, it is coming in. It's being harvested. Again, you've got to let go of the old for this new shit to come in. And that's what this Three of Hearts to me is it could be, I'm being guided back to the Six of Cups. So if it is relationship, it could be someone in the past who has caused you pain. And it might not be romantic relationship. It could be with family members. I'm definitely picking up an energy of, as we're feeling more balanced, we're able to heal more of this with others, right? We're able to see it from a different perspective. And I'm also with this call card, to me, with this Eight of Wands, this Page of Swords, it's very much a message of communication. Maybe you're getting a phone call, text message, email. Definitely spiritual communication too for each of us. All of us are always being divinely guided. But it is to me more of physical, and there's a healing energy to this harvest, to making these calls. It's almost like this heartache is what's going to be released. It's you're walking away from it through this communication, which to me, in the way I'm looking at the cards, is about this Tower moment too, that is coming collectively and individually. I do feel that we're going to have some kind of communication on a big scale of changes as a collective. But I'm also, as it relates to you individually. And like I said, it could be career too. Again, it's general, whatever. So, I'm asking about this Six of Fire, and the truth be told, Wheel of Fortune instantly comes up, and we mentioned that. With that never-ending story, I was definitely seeing the Wheel of Fortune in these cycles, right? And it's time to end cycles around heartbreak, cycles around trauma and pain of the past that we attached to emotionally, that then drove us to make decisions that were not always for our highest good, but felt comfortable, even though it was a bullshit comfort. Tell me a little more about this victory with this Wheel of Fortune. Of that Queen of Pentacles energy, beautiful. Could relate to an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. It doesn't have to be. Could be victory with a earth feminine, or just with a feminine if you're a masculine. And this is in regards to relationship. For feminines, what I'm getting more is this is more about you, stability. It feels more career, financial, really like it's about like following the heart, not doing things out of this old, outdated program of safety and stability. Tell me a little more about the Queen of Pentacles, please. Thank you. Eight of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is definitely movement, and a movement from anything that's held you back, that's kept you stuck. And a lot of times what's keeping, well, all the time what's keeping you stuck is you. Okay. Once you own it, and it helps make things easier to accept it and figure out what it is. And that's what I'm seeing here is it's very much this collective repeat, right? And we know that. Individually, whatever it is in your life, it's been on repeat. It's been a lot of you in the headspace. It's that story that's been told to us instead of telling our own story, being in our authenticity, in that truth. This is where we're, as a collective and individually, moving in order to open up these doors to really be able to step forward. It feels like a big transformation, a big rebirth as humans, and as individuals, which we know is we have to be the change we want to see, right? And I know through experience that if you just do your work and do your healing and changing what needs to be changed within, it's all going to happen out here. And it will affect whether you believe it or not. It's going to affect the people around you. There isn't anything you have to do except you. Just do you, boo-boo. Okay? So lastly, and this is where we'll end, is what's transforming, what's shifting. And guess what came out? I said rebirth, transformation. This is a collective reading, and the happy family came out. It's that 4. What is transforming is happiness. The way we look at happiness, the way we look at family, the way we look at safety, stability, abundance, all of it is we are in the midst of this great awakening, right? And there is coming this kind of big, like I said at the very beginning, collective thing that we're moving towards. And we can see that movement happening with the Chariot. A lot of new coming in. And it's based on this higher consciousness. I love the rainbow. I don't know about you all, but I'm seeing it constantly. New colors in the sky. It's like the universe and Gaia, we're all in this together, this shift from this icky ass, old, never-ending story, stuck ass energy into rainbows and sunshine, right? And not that it's not without its challenges as well, but it is this coming from this higher place, this higher love, this higher perspective, this divine. There's something. Let's see what they want. I can't quite put my finger on it. So tell us about this happy family that's shifting, transforming. I feel like it is like collectively we're going to shift into this more love, this one love, this unity consciousness. Spirit saying time for a nap and flexible. I love that. So it's definitely time for a nap for me of what's incoming, what's transforming. It almost feels like what's transforming is a different vibration, a different vibe of how we approach things. And not necessarily from a sleepy place, but more chill is what I'm getting. And being in a more flexible, open energy of allowing these doors to open, of being out of the box and out of this programming and this 3D matrix and lower vibrational energy of, and into this higher place where we're open, we're chill, you know, where however this works, we're happy. And it's coming from the inside, and it's kind of connecting all of us into, like I said, this unity consciousness. It is a little bit of a message too. I'm getting from Spirit. Again, it's another 4, another 2. But there's something else with this time for a nap that I'm picking up, and I'm just not quite sure, but you know, I'm going to tap into it. And then this flexible energy is a 10 too. It's an ending to being so rigid, to being so conforming and in the box. It's time to open it all up, right? And be lighter and freer. it's time to know that rest and relaxation is part of what is needed. It's when we are at our happiest, when we're at our most open, our most flexible, our most receptive. And that's when the good shit flows, right? We've got to me, it's a message of we're getting out of this kind of box and into more collectively and individually, into more of this flow, this open, receptive energy, this divine feminine energy, that balance that's coming in with masculine and feminine energy. Tell us a little more. Time for a nap. Two of Earth. Another two. Balance coming in, definitely. Back and forth, whatever you've been kind of going back and forth about, second guessing. Spirit saying, you know, allow this energy to come in, rest and relax, stop stressing over it. I found that the more we try to make things happen, the more we get in that place of second guessing or forcing. It's when we feel this imbalance, this kind of juggling back and forth, where with this coming out with time for a nap, it's very much let it go, chill, be open. Let those doors just naturally, organically happen. There's nothing you have to figure out right in this moment. It's more about these little steps forward, this slow and steady progress, because as programmed as we are for instant gratification, it's not the way shit works, right? There's some truth. As truth is coming out collectively and individually, we've been so programmed to grind and hustle, and it's more about aligning and flowing, okay? That's the message I'm getting from Spirit of what's coming in, is being more in that energy as a collective. Tell me about the flexible. About the flexible, what else can you share with us to close this out today? Thank you. Queen of Air. So we've seen lots of air. Definitely could be air feminine, air sign. Sorry, of just lost it for a minute. Woo. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I love the owl on here. A lot of wisdom. It's trusting your wisdom, trusting your inner knowing, trusting the truth. And picking up, that's what helps you be open and flexible is, and sometimes it's laying over this Eight of Swords, and this Queen of Pentacles. And really we have to be in this place of being really grounded, balanced, and centered to make some tough decisions, to clear out the headspace and say with clarity, like, this just ain't working anymore, and cutting those cords. And sometimes the Queen of Air can be a little bit cold with that, but there's a time and place for that. And especially when it's affecting our lives of repeating cycles that aren't getting us anywhere, right? Where we're kind of like the hamster on the wheel. We've got to have those moments of taking a step back, removing yourself emotionally, and getting out of the head and just kind of being that observer of what's going on, and having those honest conversations, as tough as they can be, with yourself. I'm a big one on mirror talk, and if you've never done it, it's a great practice of just kind of talking to yourself in the mirror. And I can think back to a few years ago when I started it. It was really brutal. Like, I had meltdowns and I'd cry, and all I could see were the negatives, the gray hair, the wrinkles, just all of the shit. And that was never really me. And it's done a total 180 where it's joyful now, and it's a celebration of me. And sometimes it's a brutal conversation. It's tough love. And it's been a journey for me to speak in that way, and kind of that Queen of Air energy that is a little, for me, uncomfortable. I never want to hurt people's feelings. I'm an empath. It's one of those things, right? But I've also learned and really been reflecting lately on this is that sometimes when we're silent and we're really in that people-pleasing, not, oh my God, I hope I don't offend them, I hope I don't hurt their feelings, we're doing just as much of a disservice as the a-holes, right, who are projecting the shit. We're enabling. If we don't show unconditional love is truth. It is, but you have to be able to do it with yourself before you can genuinely and authentically put it out there to others and it be received in the way that it's meant to be, right? If that makes sense. And I don't know why I just went off on that, but sometimes that's what happens. So let's end with a little more clarification on the Two of Earth and this time for a nap. Spirit, Knight of Swords, so right over that Page of Swords, movement. What's coming in is movement forward. You're going to feel a lot clearer in where your values are and how to act in integrity and truth and make movement forward and really just be okay with letting go and just releasing, being in that flow and flexible and open is what I'm getting. And it is a lot of air energy, which makes sense with us moving into Libra season. Tell me a little more about this Knight of Swords. Where is the movement? Communication coming in. Okay, we get the Empress. So it could be really just being in your divine feminine energy, whether you're masculine or feminine, really just being in that divine feminine energy of open receptivity. Trusting your knowing, nurturing yourself during this time. Again, like, you can't nurture others if you don't nurture yourself. And then the Page of Pentacles came out too. So as I said and have been picking up, there's definitely messages. And we've got 3 of the pages out. There's messages, there's communication coming in. There's offers being made. There's movement forward that is coming. That's really just beautiful. And I know it's been a lot of hard work, and Spirit's saying just keep it up. Keep doing your work. Keep nurturing and loving yourself, because good shit is on the horizon. Tell us more about this Queen of Air. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles right after the page. Sorry, it was not in reverse. I didn't mean to do that. So again, by being open, by being flexible, by being honest in what's best for you, it opens up these doors for these offers to be made in whatever way that resonates. And the Queen of Cups came out. To me, that's emotional balance. I'm seeing a lot of feminine and masculine energy, which again, balance seems to, of course, it's an equinox, but not just because of the equinox. With all of this energy, balance seems to be a really big theme. And as we're doing that individually, we're affecting that change collectively. And I'm picking up really a lot of divine feminine energy of really being in this very balanced, knowing place, emotional, head and heart being balanced, allowing, I'm getting this allowing, this open, this receptive energy is where you want to be for all of this through these next few weeks, for all of this awesome shit to come in. Anything else with the Page of Pentacles? The Queen of Cups too, I'm seeing water, air, a little bit of everything. So whatever sign you are, if you are, you know, watching because of a relationship, take those. The Queen of Swords just came out twice. Definite Libra energy, feminine energy. Page of Pentacles. I feel like if you're feminine, again, it's not about, it's whatever it resonates with you. If you're feminine watching this, there's about to be offers made in varying aspects as they resonate to you. And again, I'm repeating myself, so this reading's about to end in that whatever you've put out to be harvested in this fall season is coming, whether it's career, whether it's a relationship, fixing relationships, healing relationships. There's definitely a past element, a cyclical element. So really look at that, reflect on that this week. And feel like I'm going to end there. Yeah, I think we're good right now. So I hope you enjoyed it. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. And if there are things that came up that you want to really get more specific, hit me up. I'm available for private readings. So as always, I'm sending you shit tons of love and light. Bye, y'all.